Hello, my name is Shannon Hernandez. I'm a nurse practitioner in independent practice. I practice primarily in functional medicine, and my focus is overall cellular health and wellness. We have some great products, and today I want to share with my colleague. I want him to introduce himself to you too, so you can see where we're going with our future elaborations and want to give you some new education.
Hi, I'm Ryan Encinas, an advanced practice nurse. I worked in surgery for 20 years and started off at MD Anderson Cancer Research. Now I help patients outside of the hospital setting and teach other providers how to use this technology we're going to talk about today. Everything that's clinically validated with how to measure your nutrient absorption and clinically validated nutritional supplementation that's actually PDR listed and has been for a very long time.
And so I think that it's important for those that are joining us to know what our background is. And now that they know us as individuals, I just want to share why we have common goals, why we have common interests in helping you, the public, to understand what it's like to focus on your cellular health and wellness and why that's so important. We're going to be discussing a lot about antioxidants. We're going to talk about the technology we have that Ryan mentioned, the biophotonic scanner, which is an extremely important part of what we're doing. All of you know how important supplements are. We're going to teach you, we're going to discuss along the way how the choices that you make can be improved upon. And so that the quality of the products that you're getting are support the hard earned money that you're spending on, and so that you're getting the outcomes that you desire.
I love it. Hit the nail on the head. Everyone's confused. Everyone's asking a provider, what supplement do I take? But let's be honest, our providers, we didn't go through any nutritional training. I had to go back to school for more nutritional training and biochem and even a little bit of genetics because no one could explain to me what an antioxidant was. And there are hundreds of different types. They all do different things. It's like saying a vitamin C and E are very different. They're all essential. And every human needs proteins, minerals, vitamins, antioxidants, fiber, and fat. It's a non-negotiable. Doesn't matter what type of diet you have, but in modern medicine, we're not measuring these things. We're guessing. We're measuring blood work that's normally measuring inflammatory markers and organ function or stress. But now we have Nobel Prize winning physics that can actually measure nutrient absorption that correlates with all other fruit and vegetable absorption. That's what we're doing. This device, the biophotonic scanner, is using Raman spectroscopy. That's Nobel Prize winning physics from 1930s. It's the same way the pulse oximeter works. We get the question all the time, how does this thing work? How's it validated? This technology is used in high-end labs to measure down to the molecule all over the world. Now it's available in the clinical setting so you can actually measure nutrient absorption. Are you getting enough nutrients inside your cell? Yes or no? And it's a 60 to 90-day measurement. This is how we change healthcare or sick care into prevention. Every single disease starts with metabolic function. What makes your cell function? Proteins, minerals, vitamins, antioxidants, fibers, and fat. Now we have a way to measure inside the cell, are you getting enough of these antioxidants and all the other nutrients that come along with the fruits and vegetables? It's as simple as that. It's a 30-second non-invasive vital sign. There's over 26 million people tested, 120 published studies, everything from a Yale 10-year cancer study to Stanford, Texas Tech Medical School, and Harvard have had this device in their labs, and there are more and more research coming out about this. I cannot wait to dive in a little bit deeper and tell you about some of the supplement protocols that come along with this.
Yes, and I think that's important in introducing and telling them what we're going to be covering in our future videos. So I want to make sure that people return so that they can that information, why it's important. We're going to talk about fruits and vegetables, about the servings that we still want them to consume. You're not trying to say we have the the fix all, we have the supplement that's going to fix everything, but we definitely have something to educate them on that's going to enhance what they're doing. We all know that everyone is not eating 10 13 servings of fruits and vegetables every day like is recommended. And even if you did, the quality of or the nutritional value of fruits and vegetables that we're able to obtain, whether that be from the grocery store or wherever you obtain those from, the quality is just not there. And so to augment that with the products that we have is just going to long term be a better solution, provide more cellular health and wellness, provide those antioxidants so that we can fight all the free radicals that surround us, both inside and outside our homes, with stress, people not getting enough sleep. And I don't think that people understand just how impactful their day to day lives is on their actual cells.
It's something we truly aren't measuring until now. It wasn't available to measure till now. And this technology has been out for over 20 years. It's not new. This device has been around for that long. But this was the golden light, the epiphany moment for me when I learned about this was you're telling me we have a vital sign, a non-invasive, accurate than blood measurement that's going to measure your nutrient absorption. What do you actually have going on inside your cells that improves cell function? And we all know it's diet and lifestyle. It's the number one cause of disease, um, metabolic function, and we didn't really have an accurate way to measurement. And this just changed the game. Every provider that I've helped utilize this in their practice, every patient, every client that I've used this on, they're blown away. It's a visual representation of their diet. Is it working for you or against you? Yes or no? Because if it's not working for you, and we're tracking it, we're showing that you're a ticking time bomb waiting for some other issue to come up from chronic nutrient deficiencies. That's what we're really talking about here.
Mm-hmm. And I think that that's important to note. You go see traditional providers, time frame that they have to visit with you and teach you is very minimal, very short. And I think that sets us apart as well because we are taking the time to explain things in a more in-depth model to show you why it's important, the supplements that you choose and the foods that you choose, and why. Teaching people the why is extremely important. I think that gets left out in the day-to-day visits. And so I want people to understand that that's why we are here. We want them to understand at a more a higher level why nutrition and supplementation is so important. So that's why we're taking the time to introduce these topics and content to you, and why we feel like as a shared endeavor, we're going to be able to impact more people and educate at a more broad perspective.
Yeah, this is the future of preventative wellness. We're actually measuring nutrient absorption and the protocols that we're talking about, these supplements, they're not just any supplement because that's the issue with this is people are like, well, I take supplements. Well, how do you know if they're working? We can measure and show you now if they're being absorbed. And it's not just some company formulating. Our company was founded by former ex-Big Pharma executive drug discovery scientists, big names, people that invented statins, Rapamune, and birth control. Michael Chang, Joe Chang, and Carl DeGrassi. Joe Chang is still our chief scientific officer, and we have over 70 full-time scientists. Not on advisory boards, we're not leasing them out. They're full-time employed working at our own private lab, and we own private farms for some of the sourcing of these ingredients of these nutritional supplements, these protocols. And they've been listed in the physician desk reference for over 30 years. The first supplement company to ever be in the physician's desk reference because they were all about clinical validation from a pharmaceutical standpoint. That's why these former executives, chief scientists, they left. So they wanted to provide the same pharmaceutical standards of drug discovery and development into the supplement space. Some other fun facts about this company is they set the GMP standards for all supplements. That's a gold standard, and ours are much higher. Uh, we'll dive into it. There's not every other batch testing, but every single ingredient, every single batch is tested for purity, sourcing, and stability testing, which someone in the supplement space, no one talks about because they don't have the labs, and why it's important to go with clinically validated, peer-reviewed products that actually have studies on humans on the products. We're not just quoting the science, we're actually performing the science on these products.
Yes, and I think it's important. And me myself, just speaking from personal experience, until I was introduced to Pharmanex and the great supplements that they have, I just assumed, did a lot of research in the past on the supplements that I would recommend to my patients. And I did assume that they had scientists on their boards, that they were actually employees of the supplement companies, and to figure out that hardly any of them actually have their own as employees that do research on their products was like mind blowing to me that, have contracted people from universities that sign all of their stuff, and that's how their products go through. And so to know that we belong to a company whose focus is on constant research, who has a board of 70 plus scientists that are working just on our products to make sure that they're pure, to make sure that they do what they claim to do. Like me, that's huge. I want, whenever I something to my patients, to know that there is science behind it, that there is backing, that there is proof behind it. And now we have that. And so I'm very proud to be a part of the Pharmanex family. I think we have an amazing team, and I'm really excited to see new things in the future and where we're going to be able to go with it because of that.
I couldn't agree more. The truth and transparency and the evidence based. That's what medicine and science is supposed to be, is evidence based. Well, here you can come tour the labs. Then we invite any practitioner or any affiliate to come meet the scientist. We do it every 3 months, 4 times a year. You can come up to our headquarters, a beautiful facility, tour the labs, ask questions, talk to the scientist, have them answer your questions, because I had a lot of questions. There's a lot to learn in this space because it's not just a matter of understanding function, it's a matter of biochemistry. It's a matter of understanding what it takes to formulate and make something that works at a clinical level. And that's why I couldn't be more excited to change healthcare one provider, one patient at a time, by changing the nutrition, the number one cause of illness. We're switching from illness to wellness, where we're measuring nutrient absorption and your risk for disease. That's what all these studies say. The Yale studies, the Stanford, Harvard, Texas Tech. It's all about, we're we're measuring your prevention score. That's really what we're doing, is before you have all these crazy symptoms, let's give the nutrients that we're all missing and give your body what it needs.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and I think that's important to emphasize that we are both very focused on wellness and disease prevention versus, tell my patients that all the time. I want you to come and see me so that you stay well. I don't want to only see you when you're ill. And I think that's what sets us apart too, is teaching people how to stay well instead of constantly be battling the signs and symptoms whenever they become sick or whenever they develop chronic illnesses. And so that's going to be a mindset that I'm glad to be part of, the transition of trying to get people to see that there is a way to stay well whenever you take care of yourself at the cellular level. And it's just going to be a different mindset, a transition to positive thinking, to focusing on what actual real food, and away from all the processed stuff, all the dyes, all of those things that have been ingrained as normal for so many years now. So I know this is going to be a long process. It's not going to be something that's easy. Changing someone's diet and trying to modify things is a painful process, but it is our job, I feel like, to educate them to see how important that is and how to improve overall wellness and how it is to feel without foggy brain, without having stiff joints, without having all of those things that we have just grown accustomed to, a normal part of aging per se.
Yep. And providers need more trust now than ever. And that's what we're here, is to offer trust, scientific credibility to nutrients. And everyone's trying to do it. It's a $65 billion industry of supplements. And if they all worked, we wouldn't have the worst health outcomes out of every country in the world. That's what it boils down to, is your patients, your clients, they're all asking for advice on nutrition, on their health. So now we can give you something that, beyond all reasonable doubt, has a metric that we can measure showing absorption. You couldn't ask for anything more to build trust, like Shannon's saying, with your patients. They want to know that there's another way, that you care about their nutrition just as much as you care about treating the condition that they have. So here's another way to kill two birds with one stone, to monetize, to bring cash flow into a practice or business outside of insurance reimbursements, and also improve patient outcomes, improve cellular health, improve cellular nutrition and wellness.
Well, and I think that that's going to take a shift in thought as well. A lot of times we feel like taking on extra responsibility is going to just take more time. It's going to take more effort. It's not going to be financially beneficial. And at the end of the day, really our goal should be to do what's best for the patient, to do what is going to improve their overall health. And no provider really should be able to say that nutrition should not be the core of every decision that they make, regardless of what their presenting symptoms are. And so I think that's part of the education that we have to do in changing the mindset of the providers, and definitely to get them to see the incentives in this as well, because we all know relying on insurance reimbursement does not pay the bills at the end of the day. And so there's just lots of areas that we can step in to provide education to help people to see things in a different light.
Yeah, I was in surgery for almost 20 years, and that was the number one complaint from all my surgeons. They were all saying they just want me to churn out more, do more, see more patients, do more treatments, prescribe more. And yes, it's a business, and yes, we all have to pay the bills to keep the lights on, but it's the quality of our life and health span. So
Mm-hmm.
here's an opportunity for that education where we know you're busy. Everyone's busy. No one's here to take time away from you. This is lifelong training with this business opportunity in preventative wellness to monetize. We work with your staff, help train them. So this workflow is done in minutes. No one has the time because of the way that the system is set up. So we're here to make your life easier,
Yeah.
help providers this without taking time away from what they have to focus on, which is a million other things.
Right. And I think that's important too. It took me about a year and a half to figure out the process. But now that I have, it took me about 5 minutes from start to finish, educating on, scanner to scan them and to explain what their score is. So, you know, if we don't have 5 minutes to teach the patient like we're doing something wrong in the first place, reason that we shouldn't have that much time. And for us, utilize our past experiences, our struggles to educate those so they don't have to struggle for a year and a half before they figure it out. And I want people to understand that's what we're here for, is to help them implement, beginning all of the things that we've already got figured out. It's a process that is workable. It's one that already has all of the kinks, you know, ironed out. We just have to implement it in different settings. And now we are here to help people who want to reach out, who are ready for something new, who are ready to come up with the times, educating people where it counts.
Yeah, it's a turnkey system for any provider, any practice, any wellness business to have better patient outcomes and generate cash revenue. That's what we're doing here with Get Healthy USA, the Biophotonic Scanner, and Pharmanex. That's been around for decades, providing this research, and everyone's invited. Come to headquarters, talk to us. We're here to train and usher in this new um, prevention, profitable, and what matters the most.
Yeah. And is there, that $65 billion that people spent, you're not asking people to invest in something they're not already spending money on. You're just there to educate them on a better option, on ways that for them to see that there is an objective method to test for what they're already spending money on. I've had several patients who spend, $4 a month on their supplements, and I scan them and their score is very low. So that in and of itself is proof that you're spending this money on something that is not guaranteed. So let me just show you a different way. And 60 day scores start to go up. So again, you're not trying to convince them of something they're not already invested in. You're just trying to give them better options. And that's what we should be doing at all times anyway.
And I think we should also touch on this isn't just for one type of practice or provider. I mean, we have doctors, OBGYNs, neurosurgeons, pediatricians. Why? Because nutrition is foundational for everyone.
Mm-hmm.
So my surgeons, their recovery is improved.
Mm-hmm.
Normally, you see a patient a month or two, sometimes 3 or longer before the surgery. So at that time, we have this objective measurement of nutrient absorption. And they say, I need to get your score up before we operate because it's going to improve your outcome. It's going to improve the healing, reduce the inflammation after surgery. And all of that data is there. All of it's published, easily available, but it applies to ophthalmology docs, it applies to
Mm-hmm.
dentists. There's not a single aspect of medicine that this doesn't apply to.
Right. And the aesthetic region is huge these days. There's studies out there that say, it outcomes, increases the time that their products are effective for. So again, it doesn't matter what realm you practice in, nutrition should be the basis of your teaching for whatever, whether your eyes, cardiology. We all need patients to eat better in order to be healthier. So no matter, what your practices are, nutrition should be the basis of that. And that's where we come in to help to provide additional education for that and emphasize the importance of going to the core, and I reminding everyone that that's our focus is very important, that we're going to the source to develop root cause analysis and to start there, unrolling that snowball that's gotten so big over time where your health is out of control.
Yep, it's diagnostic measurement. What do we do in medicine? We measure, we prescribe a protocol, and we reassess. We measure again. We're doing the exact same thing, but instead of pharmaceutical medications, we're utilizing nutrition, which impacts everything. So it's the same model. We're going to measure, prescribe a protocol, and retest and measure and show improvement.
Yeah, guaranteed. Most of the products out there, if you were to go and request a refund, the company would say, how do you know they're not working? And no, we're not going to give you your money back. Whereas we do have an objective form of testing, and is that money back guarantee if the products don't work to increase the score. So you have nothing to lose by trying the products who have nothing but research and science to back them. So
Name a company that's listed in the physician desk reference that has a money back guarantee with an objective measurement. You'll only find one, and it's from this company, one of the world leaders in epigenetic nutraceutical research for decades. We've never had a single recall, operating in 50 countries. It's I haven't found anything else like it. And I'm so thrilled to just share this information with other providers and patients because it's changing lives. It changed my life, it changed my family's life, it changed friends, colleagues are living with more energy, less stress, less inflammation. And that's why I got into medicine, was to help people and to make a career out of it. So now this is the perfect ad now, what I do full time.
mhm. Well, and I think it's important too for us to emphasize that this is across the lifespan. We now, who have adult chronic diseases because of the food supply, because of the types of food that they eat. So we do test children with the scanner as well. We do have scanner specific products for children as well. So I know they mentioned pediatricians earlier, but I just wanted to reemphasize that it's important for us to pay attention to our little ones as well, because we are growing a generation of chronically ill people who have chronic eye conditions, who have obesity, who have diabetes, who have hypertension at very young ages. And so if we don't focus on them as well, like they're going to get out of control. And so I just want to bring that we do test little kiddos too.
Yep. It's it goes every single span of medicine, every category, even our other alternative medicine providers, they're all trying to figure this out too. They're all trying to recommend a product that actually works. And instead of anecdotal data, we have a highly effective lab test that measures down to the molecule, works the same way the pulse oximeter works. We saturation in real time with the pulse oximeter. This is the exact same Nobel Prize winning physics to measure nutrient absorption and nutritional supplements that are guaranteed and can be shown on this device that they're inside your cells. Not one cell, it's like taking thousands of biopsies all at once, which would be otherwise very expensive. And it took a lot of money to develop this technology from the size of an MRI machine down to this handheld device. And it's a over 20-year project. And now everything is just finally getting exciting. When the pulse oximeter came out, it was looked at as woo woo. They're like, what are you telling me? You can actually measure oxygen inside your cells? And we had cholesterol measuring and DEXA scans and all these other important metrics that have come out. Now's the opportunity where everything's shifting to get into wellness provision, nutrition as an adjunct to your business or a full-time business. So I'm really excited to dive in more. I don't think anyone's ever heard anything like this before. And this is cutting edge science. It's been blowing me away for over 2 years since I've been involved with it.
Yes, it's just amazing, and it's it not purposely well kept secret, but not enough people know about it, and I think it's time. It needs to be spread out there and needs to become more something that's integrated in every office. Everyone pressure, everyone tests temperature, everyone does heart rate. It doesn't take that much time to integrate this. It takes me less than 5 minutes. It can become part of your initial assessment, and then it becomes integrated into the teaching that you do at every visit. And at the end of the day, that's what we need to do, is to make sure that we're giving everything we can to keep people healthy. And this needs to be more commonly integrated, I think.
Only about 2,500 of these devices are in North America right now. There's only 5,000 globally, and that's all about to change with some big advancements we've made in the company. We'll tell you about that more. Excited to be here, Shannon. Thank you so much. And
Yes. Thank you, Ryan, for taking the time. I think that it's important for people to view things from different perspectives. And by having two of us on here kind of giving our side of it, I think it will give people a broader range of topics, of knowledge of what we do, of resources to reach out to. And I just want to encourage you to follow along with us in the future so that you don't miss any of our upcoming videos either.
40 years of research behind this company, and we have Google Drives and Dropbox full of studies on all these protocols on the scanner. It's all readily available. There's videos. We're here to educate for life for people that come and join this business. It's not just teach you and say good luck. No, we're interested in the long-term development, and this company is very forward-thinking. They're always making leaps and strides well ahead of the market curve, and we're here for life to help the success of your business, of your practice, and the integration of this. That's what means the most to us. That's why I'm here. Is I'm not just changing my life and my family. I'm changing a provider's life or a new affiliate's life, because they're to so many other lives. This is more than just one to one now. This is one to many, and I couldn't be more excited about what's to come.
Yeah, and important to point out, because for you, you're busy personal life. It would take less time for you just to grow your own business, to keep teaching people like you are, and for myself as well. But it's more important that it's bigger than we are as individuals. It's bigger than we are in our individual practices. And so that's why it's important. And that's why we're taking the time to try and educate others to take the technology to a different level so that other people can have the benefits and see the growth and the technology that we have found so interesting. So that's why we are taking that extra step to help other people to understand where we've been, where we're going, and take you along with us.
Can't wait.
All right, Ryan. Well, thank you so much for your time, and we will talk soon.
Yes, thanks, Shannon. Looking forward to it.